Today we will discuss on OSI layers. What is the full form for OSI? So OSI means Open System Interconnection. So these are the Open System Interconnection layers. We have 7 layers. Those 7 layers are physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer and application layer. Right. These are the 7 layers. Okay. So the idea behind the 7 layers is one more, the layer task is there. The sense in real time, our daily example, the daily routine example, one task is there, we call as a layer task. So based on that one, based on the layer task, so the OSI layers are implemented. The OSI layers are implemented. So what is the layer task? Yeah, this is the layer task. You have to see in daily routines, suppose you have to send one letter, one postal letter to your friend. So what is the procedure? First you have to take one letter, write one letter on paper and put it into the one envelope cover. And so you have to drop on those envelope cover into nearby any post box, right? So in that post box, the postman, the post carrier can pick out those letters and give it to the post office. Then post office again, all the post letters are sent it to the destination. How they can send it to the destination? Via bus or flight or train, whatever it may be, vehicles. So that letters may reach the destination, like your friend. So you have to see, these are the layer task. The layer task is, suppose this is the sender, like you. Sender, like you. So the letter is written, put in an envelope and dropped in a mailbox. Right. So you have to take one letter, you have to take one paper and you have to write something, anything about your friend and so on. So what is there going on, something. Okay. So the paper put it into one envelope cover. Right. So after that, then paste it, then sender address, you have to write the sender address and receiver address. Right. So then after that, the letter is carried from the mailbox to the post office. Suppose you have dropped nearby post office, nearby post box in our area or any surroundings nearby in your house surrounding, any post the box is there. So you have dropped the letter. Then the post carrier, the postman will pick out all those letters and he has give it to the post office. Right. So after that, the letter is delivered to a carrier by the post office. That person also again is give it to the main post office. In our city, in our town, one main post office there, all the letters are given to the main post office. That main post office, so all the letters are parcels carried from the source to destination. It can carry from source to destination. So you are from Bhubaneswar and your friend is staying from Delhi. So those letters are carried, maybe the travel, either bus or the train or the flight, whatever may be. Okay. So by the carrier, the letters are carried from source to destination. What is the source side? In source side, again you have to see, the letter is delivered from the carrier to the post office. So all the bunch of letters first delivered to the post office, the main post office. So again, in that post office, the letter is carried from the post office to the mailbox. Suppose in your home, so you have to put it in one mailbox. Is there an outside like a gate or near a door, something? You have to separately, you have to put in one mailbox. So the postman give it to the he is put it into the mailbox, and the receiver side. I'm talking about receiver side, like your friend side. And the last one is that the letter is picked up, removed from the envelope and read. Your friend, maybe a letter is picked up from the mailbox and read it. You can read it, and you can watch also the sender address and receiver address. Receiver address like your friend address, and sender address is like your address, right? So in this layered architecture, in this layer 1, how many layers are there? You observed 3 layers. Those are from higher layers, middle layers, lower layers, right? So similarly both side, the sender side and receiver side, you observe 3 layers are there. The top layer, this is a higher layer, always represents the sender and receiver, users or applicants. So we are in the top layers. We simply, you have to write the letters and those are put it in the envelope cover and drop in a mailbox, right? Whereas the receiver side, you can pick up the letter from the mailbox and read it, right? So whereas a middle layer you observed, like the postman will carry the letters and give it to the main post office. Whereas in the receiver side, the main letters, all letters are the letters are taken to the postman and give it or drop it to their home, right? So that is the middle layer. And bottom layer, you completely observe the deliverers, the delivery mechanism, how the delivery mechanism is going on. Like, so in the layer center side, you observed, so the center side, the letters are use the carrier in the sense by road or by airplane, by train or by ship, it can move from source to destination. Whereas the receiver side also, they can take the letters from these mediums, right? So this is the medium. So finally, how many layers? 3 layers: higher layer, middle layers, and lower layers, right? So the idea behind OS layers is the layer task. The layer task is like a postal letter. How we can write the postal letters and how we can send to our friends, our neighbors, so to the postal letters. Based on this idea, the OSI layers are implemented. Yes, so this is the OL 7 layers. You have to see in the previous layer task, we have 3 layers in that one. Here also 3 layers. Those 3 layers are the bottom 3 layers, right, and top 3 layers. So the bottom 3 layers are called network oriented layers. Right, top 3 layers we also called as user oriented layers. User oriented layers. And middle layer is it is a intermediate node, intermediate layer in the sense, so it is like a mediator. The transport layer is like a mediator. So it is a intermediate layer, right? So whatever we observed in the task layers, like a post letter, how many layers are there? 3 layers: higher layer, middle layer, and lower layer. This similarly in OSI also, Open System Interconnection layer also, we have 7 layers. Those are from physical layer, data link layer, network layer. These 3 comes under network oriented layers, and a transport layer is intermediate layer, and the top 3 layers: session layer, presentation layer, application layer. These 3 layers are user oriented layers. Okay, so coming to the OSI layers. OSI layers is not a it's not a implemented layers, completely implemented layers. It's only like a reference layers only. Up to 1990s, the OSI layers are, everyone believed that these OSI layers are the important for networking up to 1990s. But when we come to the TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol, TCP/IP protocol suite, we also call as a suite. Protocol suite, TCP/IP suite. Okay, TCP/IP protocol suite is a implemented layer. Presently running mechanism is a TCP/IP protocol, not OSI layers. The OSI layers are only reference layers only. In the sense, suppose in the real time, the TCP/IP protocols, any problem is there in those layers. So, with the help of OSI layers, they can rectify it, they can troubleshoot it, right? So coming to the OSI, and one more is the frequent word is ISO. Generally, you have seen so many examples and something. So TCP, generally ISO, OSI, ISO and OSI, both are not same. ISO and OSI both are not same. ISO means International Standard Organization. This is the one organization. This organization established by 1947 only. It's established in 1947. So why they are established in 1947? For the communication purpose. So this is one organization. So with the help of that organization, they can prefer to implement the models, the OSI models. So OSI is one architecture. Open System Interconnection is one architecture with the 7 layers architecture. It is implemented up to 1990s, not a fully implemented, somewhat it is implemented. So finally today's scenario, OSI is the reference model only, not an implemented model. The implemented model is the completely or fully implemented model is a TCP protocol suite. Okay, so right. So coming to we will discuss on the layer by layer. Physical layer. What is the physical layer? The physical layer means you have to see this is the sender side and this is the receiver side. Sender side and receiver side. In sender side, it can accept the signals from the medium. The path is like a physical communication. The physical communication means already we had discussed the communication mediums. What are the different types of communication mediums? Guided media or unguided media. Okay, if it is a guided media, we use the physical communication, right? In the sense, it can accept the electromagnetic signals or analog signals, right? So, or magnetic waves, any waves. So, it can accept any signals, and those signals are converted into the zeros and ones or bits. It will be converted into the zeros and ones, and zeros and one give it to the data link layer. Right. So what are the different mechanisms used or different devices are used in the physical layer? The physical layer, different devices are like modem is one device we can use in physical layer only. Hub is device, and cables also. Cable are like guided media also we are using the physical layer only, and repeaters, these are used in physical layer only, right? Whereas in switch used in data link layer, and router used in network layer, right? So coming to the data, what is the data link layer? So in data link layer, it can accept zeros and ones as a input, inputs, and produces frames. Frames. What is a frame? Frame is nothing but group of bits. Right. So in the physical layer, it will send it to the zeros and ones continuously. It can send it continuously zeros and ones. To the upper layer is the data link layer. Whereas in data link layer, those bits, it can accept the bits and produce the frames. Frame is nothing but like a group of bits. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, like this group of bits. So again the frame means again we have two types of frames, fixed size frames and variable size frames also there. Fixed size frames means the size of the frame is, if it's a fixed size frame, we are using in the coming concepts ATM layers, asynchronous transfer mode layers are used in fixed size framing. Variable size framings, the frame size is not a fixed, maybe 10 bits or is one frame, or 12 bits is one frame, or 8 bits is one frame. So depend on the situation, the frame size varies, right? So, and one more responsibility of data link layer is error control. So it can convert the frame is the one responsibility, along with error control or flow control. So in data link layer, one more, we have two sub layers also there. In data link layer, two more sub layers. Those are MAC, LLC, medium access control and logical link control. So these are the two sub layers are there in data link layer. So these two layers, so the MAC, it can controls the flow control and error control. The similarly, LLC also, flow control and error control. What are the different algorithms we have seen? We will see in coming sessions. Those are the error control is like a parity is one example. Hamming code, Hamming distance, CRC, cyclic redundancy check. These are the examples for the data link layer. So with the help of those exams, we can identify the errors, where the errors happen, and how we can remove it. Right. These examples we will discuss on the coming sessions, especially in the CRC is the very important CRC, cyclic redundancy check, gate bit, it will come one gate bit, along with Hamming code also. Hamming, not a Hamming distance. Hamming distance very easy, but Hamming code is a little bit clumsy, a little bit confusing. Yeah, don't worry, I will tell you what is the Hamming code, what is the Hamming distance also, and a parity bit also. Everything I will cover in data link layer. So layer by layer, I will discuss each and everything, right? And next one is network layer. In network layer, it can accept the frames as the input. Don't confuse it. Initially, the physical layer, it will take the electromagnetic signals or analog signals as the input and convert into the zeros and ones, right? So whereas a data link layer, it can accept zeros and ones as the input, convert into the frames. And network layer, it can accept the frames as the input, and produces packets. Packets is nothing but, like, again, it is a fixed size only packet. So how in the frames also we discussed on the fixed size framing, variable size framing, we will discuss. No? Similarly, here also the packet is nothing but, like, it's a fixed size, like 8-bit is one packet, like one packet, right? So and one more, there is a converting the packets, and another one is in network layer responsibility is logical addressing and routing. So logical addressing and routing. Coming to the logical addressing, the responsibility of network layer. Coming to the logical address means, can anyone tell me what is an IP address? What is the format of IP address? Already we have seen IP address is like 194.50.5. Suppose 5. This is the one type of IP address, right? This is like a logical address. These are like a logical address. That too, this is an IPv4 address. Right. So right now we are using IPv4, and some countries like China and USA, they started IPv6 also. Internet Protocol version 6, Internet Protocol version 4 we are using, and version 6 also started. Right. So this is the logical addressing. In logical addressing, already we had discussed in the classes, IP address classes. What are the different classes? Class A address, Class B address, Class C address, Class D address, and Class E address. The 5 classes, it can be divided into 5 classes. This is the valid point. I will tell you that one gate bit also will come in the classes, IP address classes. Right. So after that, one more is routing. One more responsibility of network layer is routing. What is meant by routing? Routing means so the packets can move from move from the packets from which direction. You will go this way, you will go that way, you will go that way. Likewise, the routing can decide the packets. The packets will go different directions. In the real-time scenario, all the computers are interconnected in the sense we have different n number of paths are there. N number of paths, not a physical paths, the logical paths also. The logical paths are available. So the routing can decide you'll go this direction, likewise. So we have discussed in this concept, we will discuss on the flooding is one concept. Flooding, like algorithms, these are the algorithms, routing algorithm. Flooding, Dijkstra's routing algorithm, or Dijkstra routing, we call as a Dijkstra or Dijkstra's routing algorithm, and distance vector routing algorithm, or Bellman-Ford algorithm, or Ford-Fulkerson algorithm, and one more algorithm is a link state algorithm. These are the algorithms we discussed in network layer, right? network layer. Okay, so these three layers are network oriented layers. Why we call as a network oriented layers? Again, you observed in physical layer it can accept the electromagnetic signals and convert into the bits, whereas the data link layer it can accept the zeros and ones as input and produces the frames, whereas network layer it can accept the frames as input and produces the packets, right? Up to network layer we have to our data is converted to different format, like a bits, electromagnetic signals, or bits, or frames, or packets. So after that data is not converted. After that the packets are moving, the same packets are going to the upper layers. So again the transport layer. The transport layer is, again, the responsibility of transport layer is the transmission control. Mainly the two protocols are there, TCP and UDP, transmission control, and UDP, user datagram protocols are used, and STTP, stream control transmission protocol. We will discuss on transport layer. In this one more is there, port address. Port address. So this is the transport layer we call as a port address, network layer we call as a logical address, and data link layer we call as a MAC address. We have three types of addresses. Are there? Three types of addresses, not only three types, so four types of addresses. The first one, the data link layer we call as a MAC address, network layer logical address, transport layer port address, in application layer like a www.google.com. That is also one address, like a URL we call as a URL address, right? So in the transport layer it will be converted into the one format to another format. Okay, the same data and the packets are converted into another format, and it is like a mediator. And coming to the session layer, the session layer is only responsible for give to the sessions. It gives to the only sessions for packets, for messages. How we will give? It will give the sessions. Like you have to see in our city, in our town. So why the signal lights is there in any chaurasta, why they are put into the signal lines? What is the use? To avoid the congestion, right? To avoid the congestion, to avoid the collision, to avoid the accidents, to avoid the accidents, right? So similar fashion here also, the session layer, the responsibility is it provides the sessions for every messages, sessions for every packets. How it can provide? Suppose in the real-time example, the traffic lights 60 seconds. Suppose 60 seconds in the sense one side is going, the lights will green, in the sense. So all those vehicles are passed on that way. After that, red, and it's blown, another light is like a green, right? So whenever we using this concept, like there is no accidents is happening. Similarly, here also in session layer can provide the sessions for our messages. It can provide the sessions. Okay, so whenever it provides the sessions, there is no traffic jam, there is no congestion, there is no collision, right? Next one is the presentation layer. What are the responsibilities of the presentation layer? The presentation layer can responsible is encryption and decryption. Provide the security. It can provide the security. Encryption and decryption. Encryption or decryption. What is encryption? So I want to tell you one example. Suppose if you assume A letter is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is how many letters? 26. I will tell you one small example. 26. I want to send one simple message, hi. Simple message is hi. How it will be converted? What is the H equivalent? See, D, E, F, G, H. H equivalent 8. A equivalent 1. And what is the I equivalent? What is the I equivalent? maybe 17 or 80. I don't know exact one. You can see. Suppose it's a 17. I don't know exact one. Please carefully. So our message is hi, HAI, hi. That is a human readable format or English format. So that will be converted into the like a numbers 8, 1, 17. So 8 is represents the H, A is represents for 1, and 17 is represents for I. Right. So this is the way the encryption is provided. This encryption is provided. So we have different types of encryption algorithms are there. DES algorithm, AES algorithm, okay, triple DES. We have different types of encryption algorithms. Today's scenario, the encryption decryption also very crucial. So decryption means the receiver side also knows the mechanism. Right. So you know the mechanism for if he assumes A is 1, yeah, B is 2 and C is 3, then only he can decrypt the same message. Otherwise, he may confuse. Right. So that is for the presentation layer. What are the responsibility of presentation layer? In presentation layer, it can provide security. The security in the sense, it can provide encryption and decryption for our messages. Encryption and decryption. The last one is the application layer. The application layer, again, so it is connected to the end user. It connected to the end user. Suppose in application layer, we will use like HTTP, FTP, SMTP. These are the protocols. Are used in the application layer. In the real-time scenario, you observed these OSI layers are not in, visually you are not seen. These 7 layers. Right. So you have seen some physical layer devices like a modem you have seen. Right. And cables, you have seen the cables. And hub, you have seen. Repeater, you have seen. Those are the devices. What about these mechanisms? These mechanisms are you have not seen. In application layer, you have seen where the URL. When you typed in google.com, then obviously whenever you entered, then http/:/ means hypertext transfer protocol. This is one protocol. Right. So that comes under the application layer. In the application layer, SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol. Suppose you are sending one message to your friend, then SMTP is responsible to take the message from one place to other place. Like a DNS, domain name systems. What is a domain name system? I will tell you. What are the different domains are available in real world? Okay. So after the presentation layer, what is the responsibility of presentation layer? Encryption, decryption. You have seen anywhere encryption, decryption in physically? No. The algorithms are there in the back end. It can convert it into the different format. Right. So similarly, the receiver side also, and application layer from top to bottom. Application layer. Suppose we have to enter the messages, and it will convert into the decryption mechanism or encryption mechanism, and provide the sessions, and the transport layer is act as the intermediate layer. Okay, and these are the network oriented layers, right? So you have to see these 7 layers. Once again, I am telling you, OSI is a reference model, not a fully implemented model. Whereas the TCP/IP is short, transmission control protocol, internet protocol, TCP/IP is short. TCP/IP short is a implemented model. Today's we are using, all the networks are using TCP/IP short only, right? So yeah, today's class, this is the class for today's. Once again, I will summarize the class. Today we have discussed on layers concept. What are the layers? Layers task. In postal mechanism, we have 3 layers are there: higher layer, middle layer, and lower layer. Right. So based on that idea, so they developed OSI layers. Again, the OSI layers are categorized into 3: network oriented layers, user oriented layers, and mediator layer, intermediate layer. Right. So network oriented layers are physical layer, data link layer, network layer, and intermediate layer is a transport layer. User oriented layer is session layer. presentation layer and application layer. Why they called as a user oriented layer means here the actual message, the human readable message will be so here in the application layer we have to enter google.com or facebook.com, twitter.com, right? So that is user readable format only, right? We are using readable format. Again, in this presentation layer, the same message is converted into the or providing encryption or decryption. And again, the same message after providing encryption or decryption, and it can give it to the sessions, right? So this is called user oriented layers. The user message or it can provide the security and give it to the sessions. Whereas here the network oriented means these are related to the networks. So bits are converted into the frames. The frames are converted into again the packets only. The packets is also nothing but like a zeros and ones. Packet is also nothing but zeros and ones. So those are the fixed in size, like a one packet size, like 8-bit is one packet size. Likewise, right? So up to these are the today's class, OSI layer open system interconnection. Thank you for watching. If you have any doubts, please comment on the comment section. Thank you.